What's up, my friends? Welcome to Bets for Breakfast. Devin Booker over 34.5 PRA is the bet for this video, along with some more things I'm going to talk about here, including bankroll management. I want to really discuss that for a hot minute. But first, let's get to the pick here. So Devin Booker, man, oh man, I do not get this line. And maybe that makes it kind of a trap, a landmine to step on, something to avoid, but I don't think so. First off, the Suns are in a very meaningful game for them in the Western Conference standings. Second off is the Celtics are not for the Eastern Conference standings. They have an 8-game lead over the Cavs. Yeah, that's right. So the Cavs and the Bucks will be fighting and jockeying for the second seed for the remainder of the final, 21 games? The Celtics, they don't have entirely too much to play for. They are going to likely protect themselves, as you've seen over the last several games. People sitting a game, resting a game, getting pulled for a fourth quarter rotation. They're going to be a tough team to bet on for the remainder of the season. Please be careful with the Celtics. On the other side, the Suns are going to have their studs, their stars in there for as many minutes as they can handle. And you've seen that with Devin Booker. The last 10 games alongside Beal and Durant, he's averaged 38 minutes per game, which has returned 40 points, rebounds, and assists on average. His line, his actual PRA, has been at 38.5 on average over those 10 games. Today, at 34.5. I think Vegas opened the line too low, and I think bettors are going to slam the over. I actually think this line finishes at 35.5, juice to the over, or potentially moves all the way up to 36.5. Now, that's a bold claim. Yeah, that's a weird, maybe it's not a claim. It's a bold projection, but I truly think we're getting potentially at least a 1 PRA value, but potentially even a 2 PRA discount here, as I believe it finishes at 36.5. The data supports the play, the trends support the play, and then the odds at minus 120 support the play, as some books have this already at minus 140. And on top of that, again, I think there's one thing that's really hard to pinpoint really its value. It's an intangible take, is the fact that I'm not entirely sure how much the Celtics are going to care or really run their guys ragged if it's a close game or happens to go in overtime. Like I just listen, there's a lot of ways that this can hit, and there's only a few where I think it hits the under. So I'm taking the over. I love it. Man, if the play of the days hadn't been struggling, which leads me into the second topic I want to talk about today, this would have been my play of the day easily. So I tell people to zoom out, and I tried to have a conversation with somebody this morning. They weren't having it, and that's okay. My goal here is to support you, hopefully help educate people, and allow you to grow as a sports bettor. And if I can't help, that's all right too. I'm going to try my best no matter what. You got to zoom out. All right. Let's say somebody had joined up or said, man, Mitch's play of the days, I think they were 12-1. 12-1. I'm going to join up. They're unbelievable. Mitch said they're unbelievable. First off, I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you what the facts are. They are 12-1. Do what you want with that information. All right. You join up. They've gone 1-3 in the last week. It's unfortunate. That really stinks. It does. Now, over those 4 play of the days, for those bets, you have lost 7.2 units. That stinks. The plays of the day have lost you 7.2 units. However, they are 13-4 overall. So while you have joined during the roughest stretch of the play of the days, that's brutal. That's unfortunate. However, you joined knowing that long-term they are more profitable than most of the other types of picks. Okay, well then you should also understand that the pendulum swings back sooner or later, and the plays today will have a higher hit rate over the long run, as they always have inside my Dub Club, and you'll understand that the profit will return. And that 7.2 units on 3 units each play, you'd never double down. You don't chase your losses. You don't bet emotionally and try to get it back with the next pick or the next play of the day. Well, then you're going to get that money back, because over the long run, let's say I do 10 more plays of the day to close out the NBA season, or I win 7 of them. All right. You're going to end up getting those units back with ease. It won't even be an issue. But if you're looking at short-term samples and saying, all right, now I'm screwed, I'll never get that money back, you're going about it the wrong way. Your units are all jacked up. Your bankroll management is jacked up. You got to be able to view this in a wider view, panoramic view. And I've already talked about it, and I showed it, and I brought it up on screen. I'm going to bring it up to my left right now as I've talked. I'm going to probably edit the video and throw it earlier as well. There's been profit in 14 of the 20 days since the All-Star break. The record on the season, man, I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. The record on the season, I think it was a 63% success rate. Yes, 177 and 104. All right, 177 wins, 104 losses, plays a day are 13 and 4, profit in 14 of 20 days. So 14 winning nights, only 6 losing nights since the All-Star break. If you've had a tough spot, you joined over the last 48 hours. Yeah, I've lost 2 days in a row. That happens. Guess what? 2 weeks ago, that did happen. I lost 2 days in a row, and then I went on a 6-day win streak. If you complain, you cancel, you leave after those 2 days, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you got to be able to zoom out. There's no get rich quick scheme in betting. And I tried to explain this last night on my channel as well. You can't join anything, or even let's not even talk about being a member. You can't dive into the betting space expecting to get rich quick. You got to look at this as a very long term, a very wide view, or a 10,000 foot view down on the entire, betting industry. And you have to understand that this is a long-term thing. It's a marathon. There's no sprinting. You set up your bankroll, right? 0.5% of whatever your bankroll is. That's how I do it. Industry standard is kind of a 1% of your bankroll. If your bankroll is $100, 1 unit is 1% of that $100, which is $1. All right. Now, if your bankroll is also that, first off, you probably shouldn't be doing parlays only. You should probably find a way to get your straight picks in, whether it's sports books and Fliff, some of the other options you have, totally up to you. But you got to have a strategy and then stick to it. That's the only way to have the same success as what you're seeing next to me right now. Over those slates, you'll see the unit breakdown, the profit on each slate. If you're just tailing that and that alone, you'd be profiting with me. Now, if you're firing off your own picks, if you're doing your own parlays, if you're ripping off 10 different Discords and all these different channels, like, your results will be convoluted. At some point, we need to take a little accountability over what our Pickett app is saying or what our bankroll tracker is saying, because it's not all on any individual or any outcome. It's on you, the person putting the actual wagers in. Set up a bankroll, set up a unit size, be strict and disciplined with that, and set a daily unit cap. Now, I get asked often as well, Mitch, how comfortable are you playing this many units in the slate? That's irrelevant, okay? Everyone should have their own answer for that question. Set your own daily cap. Whatever it is, you have to feel comfortable losing that amount in a day. And beyond that, you have to feel comfortable losing that amount several days in a row at times. Because in betting, you're going to have stretches of losing for 4, for 5, for 6 days in a row. Has it happened with me this year in 2024? No. The longest losing streak we've had so far, even going back to the All-Star break, it was only 2 days. But over the 2024, since January, the longest streak we had is 4 days, which means if you've set a unit cap of 5 per day, 5 units is as much you're willing to spend. That means you potentially, for 4 days in a row, could go 0-5 all 4 days and lose all 20 units. Will that suck? Absolutely. Who wouldn't be a little tilted about that? But it shouldn't make an actual financial impact on your life. And that's what I mean by figuring out what your bankroll is. What are you willing to risk and lose for all things sports betting? Not just day by day, but overall. If you're not willing to lose 100 units over the course of, your betting season, well, then those are not your actual units. That's not your actual bankroll. Your bankroll should not be all your discretionary funds or anything. It should be, what are you comfortable losing in sports betting? And then your unit size should be, what are you comfortable losing on each bet? And your daily unit size, your daily unit cap should be, what are you comfortable losing on any given day? And then over the course of several days. And then understand that if you stick to that 1 unit every single day over the long run, with somebody hitting 56 or so percent, or in my case, 63% of all publicly tracked picks over the long run, those units will end up profitable. But it ain't a rocket ship up like this. It's an up and down line graph. It's going to continue to climb higher as we go, but it's going to have peaks and valleys nonetheless. They are not a part of, they will always be a part of everyone's betting experience. And I wanted to take a second and get that right as I said it, because that matters to me. All right, listen, I know it wasn't your normal Here are all of my picks today. This is the Bets for Breakfast show. I didn't cover all the betting news. There's a ton of it, in fact. And there's some interesting spreads tonight, which makes me very nervous. You're going to have to tune in to my live show, the Donuts Betting Playbook, to kind of hear the rest of this. But truly, this video is so much more important than anything else I could possibly do today that I wanted to take the minute. These are the types of things I usually talk on the Donuts Betting Playbook, but I wanted to throw it in on this specific video because I know people will watch this first, and this was more important than anything else. All right, I wish you all the best of luck today. Have yourselves a good day. Make sure you take care of your bankroll. All right, that's literally first and foremost. That's step 1, 2, 3, and 4 in your betting journey. It's not finding the right plays. It's figuring out how to approach betting before you can even bet. All right, my friends, have yourselves a day. I'll see you inside Discord at least, and potentially here going live in the next 30 minutes. But I'm going to let this ruminate a little bit. I want people to see this. I want them to listen to this entirely. And hopefully this has been supportive for you, as that's truly just my goal here with YouTube. All right, my friends, have a good day.